Ahiah. This is Chris Glick. I'm going to lead you in a meditation today. Glad you're here. And I especially am grateful that we have the music of the piano that will guide us. It will guide my voice, my fingers, and it will connect with spirit. And I just invite you all, where you are, just to be seated, just connected, just feeling the air around you, breathing, noticing your breath as you breathe in, and you feel that just gently as you breathe. Close your eyes. Allow the music and the voice as part of your breath. Just notice your breath. With your eyes closed, as you breathe in, just breathe in all that stuff that's going on in the world. Breathe it in. Let it be in your soul. Let it connect. And just as you breathe out, after taking in all of that stuff, suffering, pain, life, just breathe out. Know that as you breathe out, healing vibrations join with the breath. And your breath with its healing vibrations as it's connected to this tones. Then breathe out. Gently. And breathe out. Just allow yourself to be immersed in this miracle of life, which is the breath. As you breathe in, you just are starting to relax. Just allow the waves of the music to fill your soul. Notice as you breathe in the intensity of the little golden lights that just flutter about with the music. Free as your breath. Just allow the breath to take you remember when you felt like this, you just feel full of just life filling your soul, the breath filling you with joyful colors like gold and red and green, just filling your soul with all the love and life. Breathe out this love and life, knowing that as you breathe out, you're connected with something older than, greater than, closer than. For that breath contains all the joy, all the love, and yes, even the pain, suffering. Embrace, breathe it in. Along with the colors, knowing that the birds, the bees, the colors, the vibrations, in this state now, as you just feel this wholeness of life as connected to all that is. Take your hand, place your hand by your heart area. Your hand, allow your hand over your heart area to connect as you feel some heat. You know that you are connected. This connection that generates heat is sourced by the breath. As you feel that generating in your heart area, the heart is the healing area, the distributor of healing. As you hold your hand there, and you can feel your heart sending healing, light, love in its redness as it transforms and allows the heart to distribute this healing energy to that area, those areas in your body, mind, soul that just receive this instantly. Feel it as tingling, chills, warmth inside. And just know that as you direct this healing center, this heart energy, you are transformed by the light, by the warmth, by the tingling, by the feeling. And just rest in this. Know that it just feels good. And as you begin to realize where you are, as you open your eyes gently, you feel the energy completely holding you in its arms of love. And as you open your eyes and you sense this light just here, this love light, as we release this feeling, just like the breath, we say namaste. And so it is as we go into the wonderful meditation video prepared by Gabriel. Thank you. Namaste.
toi ce que ton vieux pote disait. Oui, je suis ton ami. Je suis ton ami. Hay un amigo en mí. Hay un amigo en mí. Y cuando sufras, aquí me tendrás. No dejaré de estar contigo, ya verás. Egal was passiert, verlass dich auf mich, denn du hast einen Freund in mir. Du hast einen Freund in mir.有些人比我能干，比我强，身体健壮，走起路雄赳赳。난 나처럼 널 아끼는 친구 또 없을걸. And as the years go by, our friendship will never die. You're gonna see it's our destiny. You've got a friend in me. Je suis ton ami. Hay un amigo en mí. Du hast einen Freund in me. 我是你好朋友，难道一친구呀？
Good morning, everyone. How are you? Yeah, it's a lovely, wonderful day today, isn't it? It's beautiful. It's sun shining. I think it's supposed to rain, but you couldn't tell it by looking out the window, right? So I just want to welcome you to Ahiah Center for Spiritual Living, located in beautiful downtown Pasadena. We're just a block and a half north of Colorado Boulevard. So if you are in your PJamas and want to come join us, we would love to have you. We're going to have so much fun today. And we have a kirtan this afternoon at 1 o'clock. So that's a sound bath as well as a little bit of chanting that goes with it. It's just a beautiful, relaxing experience. And I really invite you guys to come on down today for that. So I know that there was a sighting of a Reverend Michael Lattimore yesterday right here at Ahiah. You know, it was really good. I hadn't seen him. I started thinking it's been like 2 months since I've seen him. And so it was really, really good to see him yesterday. He did just fine. He was our announcer at bingo. And so we had a lot of fun. And I'll talk a little bit more about that in just a little bit. But first, I want to start off by introducing our music team today. I'm going to start off with our guest musician, although she's not a guest. She's a member here at Ahiah, and we get to welcome her to sing every third Sunday of the month. And that is Elizabeth Hangan. Elizabeth. And then we also have 3 wonderful musicians. We've got Chris Glick, our music director, Leon on the bass, and Brian on the drums. And we got so many people who help us to not just do what we do here on Sunday, but we have an amazing group of people who help us to do all the things that we do here. And we had bingo yesterday, and that was an amazing group of people that came together to do that. So that's one way. But we also have a wonderful group of practitioners. You might think of them as lay ministers and other movements, and they are here today supporting this service. Chris, for instance, is a practitioner, but we have two more practitioners here today. One is Lisa Ortiz. She's going to be doing our invocation and reading. And the other is Marcia Bradshaw, and she was scheduled to do our power talk, but she's going to do like a power talk because I'm a little beat, to be honest. I'll talk more about that in a few minutes, but yeah, we had a great time with bingo. So we also have some people in the back that are helping us out. We've got Harris on the computer, moving those electrons around through the air and out the door and around the world, everywhere it needs to go. And we have Dorothy and Sandra who are doing our greeting and our ushers today. And so I just want to go ahead and get us started by, let's do a congregational. Elizabeth, what do you think?
Let's do a congregational.
All right. I got the words on the screen here. If you would like to
Feel free to stand if you care to. Although if you were playing bingo yesterday, maybe you're... Thank you for all I am. Thank you for all you are. Thank you for all that is. Thank you for all of this. Thank you for the stars in the sky. Thank you for all your light. Thank you for I am grateful. Thank you for all your love. I give thanks. I give thanks. I give thanks. I give thanks.
Thank you.
Can you hear me? My fan club is back there. I love you. Good morning. I'm Lisa Ortiz. I'm a practitioner here at Ahiah and also the youth director. And I invite you to close your eyes and let's go within. I want to start with gratitude, just gratitude for this day, this spiritual community, and this moment. For I know that there is one presence in the universe to which we all belong and are a part of. One mind, one love, one creator that expresses itself in, through, and as each one of us. I know all that God is, we are. And because of the wholeness of the universe that connects every sentient being and non-beings together, we can never be separated from this presence. That love, that oneness shows up every day, and we need to only be open to receiving it. I know this service this morning is divinely guided, and what needs to be heard will be. I am grateful for all attending, for the volunteers, the practitioners, the musicians, for our Reverend Scott Olson, and also Reverend Michael, who we were so excited to see yesterday. And I bless this entire service, and am grateful for this and so much more. And I release my words into the universe and say, and so it is. I went with the reading out of 365 that is actually for today, which I never do. But it seemed to fit, and one of the teens helped me find it, so we went with this. Each day is a fresh beginning. Now we are all the sons of God, and it doth not yet appear what we shall be. While there is a place that dwells in internal stillness and inaction in the innermost recesses of our soul, there is also a place of the circumference of our being that, animated by the inner spirit, goes forth to accomplish. If we will take time daily to sense this presence, believe in it, and accept it, before long, the life we have known until now will gradually disappear. Something new and wonderful will be born, a bigger, better, and more perfect life. We will pass from sadness into happiness, from lack and want into greater freedom, and from fear into assurance. Through the continual emergence of the creative principle, any last finality proves to be but the beginning of a new creative series. This eternal spiral, finding its base in the everlasting reality, will never cease to emerge. Our increased awareness of spiritual truths will make each day a fresh beginning, a new approach to reality, a spiritual adventure arising fresh and new from the original creative principle active within us. I enjoy my present experience and joyously anticipate each day's increasing good. Opening my heart and mind, I allow the creative action of God to express through me, aware that my capacity to accept good expands. I become a blessing both to myself and to the world in which I live, and I rejoice at the greater possibilities of my future unfoldment. I just wanted to say that the talk title, I don't know if we're still doing the talk title since you're not doing the talking. Same talk title. Okay. This reading reminds me of that, and the talk title, remind me, I can never remember what they are. Pain pushes until, yes. I know nothing about that. So I won't speak from experience. I'm not a stubborn person who likes to hold on to pain. Maybe yesterday. But I don't even know if you need a talk. That title is so powerful. And this message speaks to me and feels like, you know, that's the answer when you sit through the pain. And I'm really good at pain, but I'm tired of it now. So I'm going to embrace the other. I invite you to join me in that. Thank you.
Yes.
So I'll go ahead and ask Elizabeth to come on up, and while she's coming up, I just want to remind you that this is a loving community that embraces everyone, no matter what your color, what your sexual orientation, what your nationality of origin is. It doesn't matter. We love you. We want you here. And so, having said that, let's go ahead and turn to our neighbor and just give everybody a nice, warm Ahiah welcome. You know, just thank you for being here. It's so lovely to see you. And oh, and I'll wave to the people at home today. I know there's extra people at home today because they're a little tired from bingo yesterday. But I'll just wave and say hi. It's wonderful to have you along with us today. So, Elizabeth, what do you have for us?
I have a song that was written by our own Chris Glick, and it's an honor to do it today, but it's about, you know, when times are hard, that you just stand fast, and you'll get through it, and concentrate on other things. If there's, you're in a tough spot and there's beauty around you, concentrate on the beauty around you, and you'll be much better. Hard times, yes, it's some hard times, but people stand fast, they go on. Hear the voices of the children as they play. Listen to the mockingbird, hear the bluebird sing. Please listen to them now. Hard times, yes, it's some hard times. People stand fast, they go on. Feel the Spirit reach down deep inside. Feel the sun shine in your heart, in your heart. Let it shine forevermore. Let it shine forevermore. Let it shine forevermore.
I don't know. Is there any music studio moguls in the audience? I think we need to sign the contract. That was beautiful. That really was. Chris?
Thank you.
Was that with Butch? Did you write that with Butch?
No, this is my song.
This is all yours, huh? Very nice. Very, very nice.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. So, what a day. What a day. So, What happened to my notes? Oh, they're backwards. Well, that just kind of goes with the day. So here we are. Divine discomfort for February is our theme for February. And you know, I keep saying I live these talks, and this month it's been quite the discomfort in different ways. But you know, there is good that comes of it. You know, we think of discomfort as pain, don't we? That's kind of what the word means to us. When I think of discomfort, I'm like, oh God, I'm going to be in pain. And you know, in some ways that's kind of true, but there's both physical pain and there's mental pain, isn't there? Right? And so we have, emotional pain, right? It's mental pain, a kind of mental pain. Mm-hmm. And so we do have that. It shows up in our lives. And, you know, sometimes we want to just ignore it. Sometimes we want to say it's not true. Sometimes we have a pain in our back and we just persevere. Sometimes we have emotional heartache and we just go on. But, you know, generally what is happening in all these situations, whether it's physical or mental pain, is somehow something within us, some need that we have, is not being met. Whether it's our physical body saying, you know, you're doing too much. I have a need, I'm the body and I have a need for some rest. I have a need to be taken care of. I have a need to be fed, right? Or maybe it's a mental need that we have, an emotional need, a need to be loved, a need to be safe, a need for recognizing the place that we have in the world. All these things are very fundamental needs that each and every one of us as humans have. Now, yesterday was bingo, wasn't it? How many of you guys came here and volunteered for bingo, right? We have plenty of people here that were volunteers. Thank you so much. You know, thank you for showing up and being part of this community in such a spectacular way, because bingo was spectacular. So how many of you guys played bingo yesterday? I didn't play, but I certainly had fun of watching you guys play. Yeah, lots of people. Lots of people were playing yesterday. And we had, you know, all the volunteers that we needed, really. We weren't, you know, going around looking for people to do something. We had plenty of people here doing things. We had people that just kind of showed up for the game. We had people that were invited to come in. I know, you know, Annette invited her son to come and help. Her grandson came and helped. And then her son brought his girlfriend, and she came and helped a lot too. In fact, she's offered now to be our buyer for the bookstore. You know, so we've been looking for somebody to do that for a long time. So, you know, these things just kind of show up, don't they? When we put our mental attention, I guess, you know, against it, the law of attraction. And so, you know, as one of those volunteers, there are a few volunteers that did a lot, you know, and so I was one of those. I can see a couple more that were that really did a lot in the last few days, right? And for me, it was just kind of added, because I had the community meeting last week. I've had a whole bunch of things for the new year that was needed to be done. And so I left here last night, after being here on, prepping at home on all day Thursday, I was here all day Friday, all day Saturday, and then I'm here again today. But when I left here last night, I was really exhausted, and I told Marcia, I said, oh, you're doing the power talk, right? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, do you want to do the rest of the talk? And in fact, when I left here last night, I started driving, and I got behind a car that was driving very slow, and I thought, well, I'll just, turn right and go down to Los Robles and go down that way. And, well, it was Green Street that I decided to turn right on. I didn't actually turn, mostly because Gabriel was like, you can't go that way. And so then I pulled over and let him drive home. And so, sometimes the vision pulls, right? And we can overdo it just a little bit. We do have to watch out for that. But we can survive if we go back to that first part of, we have a mental pain. We have something going on. Well, Annette came to me last year. I mean, really, not like December last year. She came to me, in about March or April of last year. And she said, we have all this fundraising to do for our youth program. And she said, I know these people, right? And I'm like, these people. These people, these VFW people, and they go out and they do bingo games to raise money for youth programs. And I went, oh, okay. Isn't that great? And then, we started to look at it, and I got a little more excited. Because there is that discomfort of, needing money to send our youth to camp and to do other things. We don't just send teenagers to camp. We have a youth program right here. And we pay for that youth program right here, right? And so there's money for all of that. And it costs, for teen camp by itself, it costs $325, to send them to each kid, to send them to winter camp, and about $1,000 a kid to send them to summer camp. So you start ticking that up, and it adds up to quite a bit of money. Now, the parents pay a third, and we try and fundraise a third, and the church will provide a third. And I think that's a nice, even balance for everybody involved. And but it is quite a bit of money to raise. And that is a feeling of discomfort too, right? It's a feeling of, wow, that's quite a bit. So she came to me and she said, well, I got a solution. I've got these bingo games. And as I started looking at it, so you remember the first months, as we looked at it together, it was just Annette and I initially, and we started looking at it and we're like, okay, well, this is how the VFW runs it. And she gave me their program. And I remember the first time I saw that program, there were 10 games with $100 a piece. There was a couple of games with $150 a piece, and there was a blackout for $250. I guess it was 9 for 100. Anyway, I counted that up, and I went, oh my God, we got to raise $1,400 just to get into the game. And then I started thinking about all the volunteers. We started talking about the volunteers. And then we put together a layout of 112 chairs. And I'm thinking, I got to get 112 bodies in those seats, right? No, yeah, no pressure, thank you. Was there some discomfort in that? Yeah, there was. But you know, the more that we started working, because it quickly leapt from just Annette and I to Annette and I and a number of people from the fundraising team, and then we just kept adding more people. And as it got to be a bigger effort, but more people, you know, doing more things, it started to look manageable. It started to look like it would actually fly, that we could get these. And oh, God bless Betty Thompson. I swear to God. Betty, if you're listening right now at home, thank you. Because she came in, I don't know exactly how many she brought, but she brought in at least, that I can just think of off the top of my head, at least $800 in sponsors, right? And then she brought in more people to, you know, she had more that bought tickets. She did, oh my God, Betty, you're just phenomenal. I want you on the fundraising team as an official member that can never leave. But you know, as these things started to happen, as it all started to click, the discomfort started to go away. Until it was excitement, right? And I have to say that yesterday, I don't have all the monies associated with it yet, tallied up. We did do a count, but I don't have all the numbers, right? I didn't have every number for when I was doing this early this morning. We tallied up, sponsors came in at $2,415, right? Which then meant that everything that we paid for the bingo game was already paid for, right? Plus some, right? Plus. And then we sold 109 tickets. 109 tickets. There was 112 seats. So we sold 109 of them. And that totals pure profit, $2,725. Now, it keeps going because we had a silent auction. Who ended up bringing in the prints? Was that you, Annette, or was... Linda Marquez, that was it. Yeah, so Linda Marquez brought in these gorgeous prints that we did a silent auction on. They didn't all sell, so some of them are still in the bookstore. I'm happy to sell them. And so, but she brought in these lovely, gorgeous prints. Gabriel, my husband, had his eye on one of them, and he's like, I gotta have that one, right? So I was able to get that for him yesterday. He was very happy. And, but we brought in a total of $415. But then Annette brought in another $110.25 today for a quilt. So we can add that to the total, right? So that's over $500. And so, you know, we made more because we sold snacks. We had these little, you know, leprechaun chip bonus cards for 2 games. And we had the raffle. We had things to raffle off. So I know there's, do you have any guesstimate what that number is? I know it's over $400 or $500 for all that, yeah. So anyway, the point is oftentimes we live in a discomfort. You know, we're at this level of discomfort for whatever it is. And the vision shows up. And we look at the vision and we say, oh, that would be uncomfortable to do, right? There is discomfort in what the vision is having me do, right? Where am I going to get all the money? Where, who am I going to get to help me? And yet, if you take that step and the next one, and the next one, and the next one, eventually what you end up at is the fulfillment of that vision. And the fulfillment of the vision, when you look back, you go, that wasn't so hard. Well, I did go home, and for the first time, I know it's been at least 5 years since I took a bath. I take showers all the time, right? But my back was sore, and I decided to take a bath, and the dog, my dog Ganesh, he was just like, what is this? Why would you get in a puddle of water? So I know it's been since at least I got him, which was 5.5 years ago. So it's been a long time since I took a bath for a backache type of thing. But, whatever the discomfort is, you look back and you say it was well worth it, right? And sometimes we think that we're not strong enough. We're not strong enough to handle whatever it is that we think is blocking our path. And so I do have an affirmation for us, although it looks like the thing stopped. Let's try and get this up real fast. I do have an affirmation. I'll just say it. It's simple. It's easy. We can all say it together or repeat after me. I have the strength to overcome discomfort. I have the strength to overcome discomfort. Okay. All right. So as promised, I'm going to have Marcia do the rest of the talk today. Marcia, come on up. Do you want the handheld or you want this mic? No. There you go.
Good morning. It is my pleasure to stand before you. And I have to tell you that Reverend Scott is an amazing man. He knows how to put me in pain. He said, I don't agree when he tells me that when someone asks you to pray, to say yes. I say yes if I want to. But when he asked me to speak, I had to absolutely say yes. And I had to say yes because the person that coined this term, when pain pushes, vision pulls, was my senior minister when I started in this teaching. And so I heard it 1,000,000 times over. And I'm going to say that I'm still in the pain process. Is it obvious? Because it was painful to say yes yesterday. And I'm a little stubborn. Or some people would say a lot stubborn. And so when Spirit says, thy will be done, I say, well, maybe. And then Spirit says, thy will be done. And I say, maybe. And the pain continues to push me. So I couldn't think of the term, but I'm sure you have the term. When you're slow in school, what's that term? What class are you in when you can't learn something and you keep trying? What's that term? What is it? Remedial, yeah, I should be in the remedial class in spirituality because it really is. It takes me a minute to get it. It takes me a minute to just say, thy will be done, so I get the what did Reverend Michael Beckwith say? The spiritual 2x4. I get that on a regular basis. Because I refuse to listen. And so here I am, and there's this thing that's going on right now. Reverend Michael Lattimore outed me. I am literally going to ministerial school. I have been admitted, and I start April the 1st. So that was another reason that I said, okay, let's just get some practice. And I have been attempting to do this since 2005. And I can remember because I was working on a paper for ministerial school, and my granddaughter was in the process of being born. And I told her, I said, no, wait, I have to finish this paper. And she waited. And so she was supposed to be born on June the 5th, and she was born on June the 10th. And that child is away at school. She is going to college, so you know how long that was? So when I say that I've been working on this process for a long time, and that term of not getting it very quick, I'm here. I'm her. Folks think that it comes easy and that you listen to Spirit all the time. I'm the one that argues. I'm the one that says, no, not yet. I'm the one that says, I'll live with the pain just a little longer. I know your vision and my vision is this, but I'll live with the pain just a little longer. I ask you, don't choose that. That is not the way to go. So this morning and last night, I started writing my talk. And when I drove up, I realized that I had to print it. And I really didn't have time to print it. It's like I just got here. I don't have time to print it. What am I going to do? Ah, you sent it to yourself now, didn't you? So I'm using the thing that everybody else uses. And what's interesting, I said to myself when I started the talk, I said, no, I'm not Reverend Michael. Nope, I'm not Reverend Scott. No, it won't be up there. I haven't gotten that yet. Hopefully, maybe, but I don't have that yet. So when I think of divine discomfort, ooh, how painful that is. And I say divine discomfort because that's a little different from just painful. That's a spiritual painfulness. And that is deep. That reaches deep into your core. And that calls you out. And I want to share with you how that called me out and why I am now going to ministerial school. So I can tell you the day. I'm a numbers person. I remember days. I remember numbers. I love to count. And it was April the 3rd, 2023. I was laying on my car and I couldn't breathe. I literally could not breathe. And I always said if I got sick, that I would take myself to the hospital. And Spirit said, oh, no, you're not. You can't breathe. How are you going to take yourself to the hospital? Now, this is from a person that has never taken a pill. This is from a person that never was sick that didn't even go to the doctor, doesn't even respect doctors. And I'm laying on my car, and I cannot breathe. That was the pain that pushed me forward. And when I say that was the pain that pushed me forward, I laid in the hospital for 4 days. I wore people out in those 4 days because I wasn't sick. How dare you hold me in here for 4 days every day? Can you let me out today? You don't know what's wrong. Can you let me out today? They tested and they tested. They couldn't figure it out. They said I had a heart attack. They still don't know. And I go to a cardiologist that is a transplant specialist. They still haven't figured it out. They're still testing a year later. Trust me, they don't know. But I know that was my spiritual 2x4. And from the day I left the hospital, I don't know who's been around over these last 6-7 months, but I have traveled the world. Why? Because they will not leave anything in me when I leave here. So that pain pushed me, because I'm going to live fully. I'm going to live and live and live. And so it taught me, and I'm saying this to you, it taught me that anything that I haven't done, I am committed to doing. Anything I thought to do, I must get done. And that was the 2x4 for me. So, from the day that I got out of the hospital to today, I call myself the fly girl. I get altitude on whatever the challenge is, and then I take action. So when I say and hear and know, thy will be done, I know it from, I had to learn that God's will be done, and I must listen. And when I say I must listen, I'm sitting in a space of, what are you saying to me today? What must I do? And I'm saying that to you. What is Spirit saying to you today? What must you do? What thing inside of you is calling you? Because you see, we live in divine comfort. That's what we live in. But when divine discomfort shows up, it really becomes a moment where we don't want to hear it. I know I don't. Where we don't want to act. I know I don't. Where we don't want to live from that space where Spirit is calling us and saying, what is it that you're holding on to that you haven't done yet? And it's not about the job that you had. And it's not about the house that you live in. And it's not about all the service that you have given. And I can say that clearly because I'm a service junkie. And that's what I came to realize just recently. I'm a service junkie. And what do I mean by that? I can be of service. Just call me. Someone asked me, do you know how to say no? Yeah, I do. But the truth of the matter is I can be of service anywhere and enjoy it. Question is, am I being of service to myself? Am I taking care of myself? Am I doing for myself what I'm being called to do by Spirit? So being of service is not the answer. It's what are you called to do? And I know in the meditation and treatment class, I've asked the members of that class to set up an altar, Have a place to pray in, a space, whether it's a traveling altar or an altar that they have in a room or a space in their home, where they can anchor in prayer and meditation so they might hear Spirit when Spirit's speaking. Some people say, well, I live with someone and I can't just put an altar up. Oh yeah, you can just get a box and put the altar in the box. So I say to you, if you're not clear, if you're not sure, if you don't know, and I say as long as we're alive, we're still working on our purpose. Our purpose is still calling us. So I ask, what is calling you? What is asking you to give of yourself so that you can be fully used and live in a place of divine discomfort on the edge of your learning, on the edge of your wisdom, on the edge of your understanding. Because truly, we can get to this age, and I say, and I tell everybody, I'm 76, and still, there's something there. Spirit is calling you. Please answer. Be in your divine discomfort so that you might allow your vision to show up for you. Because leaving here without allowing your vision to show up, well, some people say means that you plan to return. I don't know. I'm just going to say it's a possibility. So I want to encourage everyone to live on the edge of discomfort. That's my space every single day. Now more than ever, be in your discomfort, your divine discomfort, until you know your vision, your purpose. And I know folks will say to me, but I finished working, and I finished this, and I finished that, and I accomplished this. Hello? There's still life in you. So that means you're not finished. Spirit has a plan. And maybe you might want to live from thy will be done. And allow Spirit to guide you. Namaste. Oh, that's right. So Reverend Scott said, Marcia, now you have to ground that word in prayer. And I thought, oh, okay. You now really want to call me out. So I have to say yes to prayer. So if I think I want to say, I don't want to, not an option. So if you will just take a deep breath and close your eyes with me so that you might know that that space within you is Spirit. Just deepen your breathing and allow yourself to go within. And it is from this space and place in consciousness that I call forth, thy will be done. That God desires from each one of us. That space where Spirit says, yes, and you are my yes. You are my yes on this planet. You are my yes in life. You are my yes as a gift to each person that lives. You are my yes. You are my yes. You are my life. I have given breath to you so you might live and multiply in consciousness and aliveness, so that you might be the best of me, speaking as me, acting as me, supporting as me. Allowing the divine to be within you, that comfortable space, that place of love, peace, joy, that place of excitement, so that you awake to the sunshine and the clouds, so that you allow Spirit to show beauty everywhere that you are, so that you listen and hear the mighty voice of the Most High, whether it is quietly whispering or loudly speaking. You just allow for it. For it is that goodness that is God within. So I know that perfection is God. I know that God shines through the sun and the moon. I know that God breathes through the air. And I know that God allows each of us to choose. And I say in this moment, choose thy one within you, that loving Spirit that gifts you life, that gives you your body temple, so perfectly designed that all you need do is show up. So I know it is a blessing to be alive. It is a blessing to be here in this sanctuary and to be listening everywhere and anywhere, and to be in the gratitude of being allowed to breathe, to live, and to show up. It is that gift that I say thank you, thank you, thank you. Dear Spirit, thank you for the opportunity to know thy will and answer to it. Thank you for the opportunity to live in the divine uncomfortable and the divine comfortable. To know that pain will push until vision pulls, and to be ready to allow the vision to pull. So I just say thank you, thank you, thank you for the ability to choose. Thank you for life itself, recognizing and knowing the good of the all. Yes, I know that God is pleased with each one of us. And I say it is good. And I release this word into the law, knowing that it is already done in the mind of the one. And together we say, and so it is. Amen and amen and ashe.
Thank you, Marcia. Let's give Marcia a hand. Oh, so now is the time for our, gotta find the right slide. Well, let me find the right slide, and then I'll share it. There we go. How's that? Nope, not quite yet. How's that? It's coming up. So now's the time for our conscious contributions. And so for those of you here in our sanctuary, there are offering envelopes in the pews. We would love for you to put your name on it so that we know who is supporting us in such a lovely way. And for those of you at home, we have 3 different ways for you to support us online. We have the ahiah.com/donate, where you can go to Breeze or you can go to GiveButter and give through those 2 channels. Or you can also text to give by texting the word give to 616-229-2225. And then last of all, you can always send a check. And so however you decide to do that, we appreciate everything that comes in. Everything that you give supports all the things that we do here, not just Sunday service, but also our youth program and our classes and our book study and all the wonderful things that we do. So let's go ahead, and I've got the blessing showing up on the screen here. Let's say it together. This gift I give is God in action. I send it forth with joy, confidence, and ease. I am blessed by the law of giving and receiving as I now share my gift with life. Pressed down, shaken together, and running over. And so it is. Amen and amen. And so, Elizabeth. No, after you. So we'll have another song. What are you singing?
Well, it's the day of times. So we have hard times, and now we have times like these. And this is a song that was written by a rock band called the Foo Fighters. And I just love the lyrics on this, because this is someone who feels very uncomfortable, but still perseveres and realizes that when times get tough, you can still learn to live and love again. I'm a one-way motorway. I'm the one that drives away, then follows you back home. Yes, I'm a street light shining. I'm a white light, blind and bright, and burning off and on. Yeah, it's times like these you learn to live again. Yes, and it's times like these you learn to give again. And it's times like these you learn to love again. Yeah, it's times like these, time and time again. I'm a new day rising. I'm a brand new sky that hangs your stars upon at night. Well, I'm a little divided. As times run away, or do I stay behind? Yeah, it's times like these we learn to love again. Yes, and it's times like these we give and we give again. Yeah, it's times like these we learn to love again. Well, it's times like these, time and time again. Yeah, it's times like these you learn to live again. Yes, and it's times like these you give and you give again. Yeah, and it's times like these you learn to love again. Oh, and it's times like these, time and time again. Oh, it's times like these you learn to live again. Oh, and it's times like these you give and you give again. Oh, and it's times like these you learn to love again. Oh, and it's times like these, time and time again.
My. Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you, band. Oh, we have just wonderful music here. I mean, it's incredible. So I'd like to go ahead and ask our youth to come on up.
Good morning. I just think we should applaud this. This is pretty amazing. I remember a couple years ago, there was no one standing up here. So I'm really grateful. And we all want to say a big thank you for yesterday. To see so many people show up like that for our youth means everything. I can't tell you how supported we always feel. And I was thinking this morning on the way in that, you know, a lot of times when we come back from camp, we want to put the teens up here and have them share some, you know, aha or some amazing thing that they had happen at camp. And we usually get, you know, the food was okay, or the slide was really cool, or we had fun. And having gone to a lot of camps, I understand that. It's hard to express what goes on there. And so we have an announcement that on March 3rd, after the service, we are going to demonstrate and participate in one of the most sacred and loved traditions at camp that's called A's and B's. And the best way that I can explain it is just this giving and receiving of unconditional love. And I really want to invite everyone to participate, especially, I'm just going to say to the people that are at home in their pajamas, it is worth getting dressed for and coming out, because it's not the same experience if you're watching. It really needs to be felt, and you really need to participate. So that's March 3rd, and it is the best way for us and the teens to show you what all your hard work and effort and constant love and support is about, and a little bit of what we experienced there. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. You know, I have experience with the A's and B's. Not as a teenager. I never was privileged enough to go to a teen camp with CSL. But I used to go to a Silomar. How many of you guys have been to a Silomar? Yeah. Used to go to a Silomar, and I just kind of ran into it the first time I went to a Silomar. They had a demonstration of the A's and B's that the teen group put on for the adults. And it's one way. The teens are going to love you up. You don't get to love the teens back up. But, you know, in that process, I've never seen so many tears in the audience. Because there's something about a teenager when they come up to you and just love you up that is just astronomical. When I adopted Cody and Dylan, they were 13 and 16. I got them in March 4th. And Asilomar was in August. And so they went to Asilomar. And as a parent, knowing that my sons were out there, and these were not, Cody and Dylan, when I got them out of foster care, they weren't the most trusting of kids. And they're, it doesn't have a thing. It doesn't say anything about them. It says a lot about what we do with our kids in foster care, what we allow parents to do for years before we stop it. And so they went to Asilomar, and they went to that teen camp. And it just broke them open. So, wow, I wasn't going to talk about this. So, the point is that, Lisa just said it beautifully, that this is your opportunity to experience what our teenagers are learning. I keep telling you guys, they work harder than you do, right? And it is very true. They work so hard in these camps. And you get to watch, you'll get to experience what they've learned to do. Sometimes we as adults can be so much led by our teenage children. It's a good thing. So that is not next week, but the following week. So that's on the 3rd, I think it is. Yeah, I've got a slide in here somewhere. So, but today, especially for those of you who have been working really hard to put on a bingo program, I can tell you there is something coming up today at 1 o'clock. It's our kirtan with a sound bath. And believe me, you will find me right in that little fellowship hall, right? Laying down on my yoga mat or whatever you have, or sitting in a chair, it doesn't matter. But I'm just going to be there experiencing that because I know that is such a loving, rejuvenating way to spend an hour and a half of your time or 2 hours of your time. Okay, so, and Leah, normally they charge $40 for this. They're asking for a love offering. And we all know what love offering means, right? Love offering means pay what you can. They're asking for $20 here at Ahiah. And so that's at 1 o'clock this afternoon. And then we have Creating the Beloved Community this following week. Or on Monday, tomorrow. We have been working on this. We've done, I think this will be number 35 of Creating the Beloved Community that we've done so far. And the work that we're doing now, it's real work. It's real work. It's like the teenagers. We're going to have to work a little bit on Monday. But, this is good work. This month is Divine Discomfort, and we're going to go into it a little bit, this idea of discomfort, and where do we have to go? And if we're pulled by the vision, the discomfort will go away. And then we have our volunteer workshop is next week, a week from today. Would love to have you. If you've ever thought about volunteering in any way, if you are currently a volunteer, or if you don't even know what a volunteer does here at Ahiah, everybody's welcome, right? And I would love for you to come. If you're not volunteering, I'd really love for you to come to just see how you can connect in to this community. This workshop is only in person, so those of you in your pajamas, please come on down. You know, put on real clothes next week and come on down. And we'd love to have you there. Yes, 1 o'clock. Mm-hmm.
Should have pajama day.
We should have a pajama day.
Pajama day at your church.
And then on Wednesday the 28th, we have the Music Healing Circle. So Tom is doing this about twice a month here. So love to have him. This is the slide on the A's and B's. And then Yoga Nidra, Sky is back. She's coming back on the 10th of March. So make sure and put that on your calendar. We have prayer and conversation. We got book study. We got the healing circle. And we have practitioners. Would our practitioners stand up if you're wanting to do prayer after service? I see. By the way, let's give a hand to Myrna back there. She's been handling vigil for us, which just means she's been staying in a very prayerful state during the service, and I've definitely felt her energy today. And so if you need a little bit of prayer, these lovely people do a 3 to 5 minute miracle prayer after service. And you know what? We have a new prayer room. So, you know, if there's something that's really kind of private that you'd like to talk about, we have a place for you to go. You don't even have to climb more than 3 stairs, only 3 stairs, right, to get there. So we also have ministry on prayer online. We have dial-a-prayer, and we have a congregational. So Elizabeth, would you like to, you know, get us up on our feet and get us joyful and sing us out?
We will all sing together. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more troubles, no more strife. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the no more struggles. What? And yes, I'm only here for who? God. Yes.
So we have our benediction on the screen. Let's say it together. Something wonderful is happening through me right now. It is this thing called life. Life is in my mind. Life is in my body. Life is in all of my affairs. I accept it. I am it, and I share it. Just the way it appears, and just the way it appears not. Thank you, life. Amen and amen. It's been wonderful being here with you today, both those of you here in the sanctuary and those of you online. I look forward to seeing you next week. We have a wonderful program coming up then. And until then, I love you. Thank you. Namaste. Namaste.